Yo, YouTube, what's crack? I like Jack Smack, and it's welcome to another video coming at you for NFL Week 6 predictions. And we start tonight with my team, New York Giants versus the Bears. You know, Eli Manning hasn't been doing great this season, and part of that reason is because of the line. And I thought they had the game last week, but we lost again, so we're 0-5. But I still believe in my Giants, so I'm gonna take the Giants, and I hope Eli does a good in fantasy this week like it did pretty okay last week, other than the 3 interceptions. And that's the only thing he needs to work on, is those interceptions, whether they're forced or unforced. Buffalo and Cincinnati. Buffalo doesn't have EJ Manuel for a couple of weeks. Stevie Johnson is still a little bit iffy, so I'm gonna take the Bengals. Lions and Browns. You know, I like my Lions. I like my Reggie Bush on my fantasy team. I like Matthew Stafford joining the ball. Calvin Johnson should be back this week, so the throwing game should be a little bit better. And yeah, I'm going to take the Lions. Raiders and Chiefs. The Chiefs are 5-0. Their defense is just ridiculous. Their defense just looks amazing right now. You know, Jamal Charles is running pretty decently. So yeah, I'm going to take the Chiefs, especially if they're at home. Now, Panthers and Minnesota Vikings are both 1-3. You know, Cam Newton's been doing alright. But the Vikings, they have Adrian Peterson and they're at home. And that throwing game, I mean, when Matt Castle was at quarterback, you know, he was hitting up my receiver Greg Jennings up, you know. So hopefully Matt Castle stays at quarterback for one more week, because Christian Pardon was doing an okay job. And they also got Josh Freeman, so we'll see what happens over there. Pittsburgh and the Jets. Jets are at home. I'm going to take the Jets because they got that defense. And the Pittsburgh Steelers have just been terrible. They haven't been doing anything. I think they're coming off a bye week, I'm not sure, but they still haven't been like doing anything. Ben Roethlisberger, I don't know, it just seems inexistent right now. The running game is basically not there. And so the Jets have a good opportunity to win, especially with Geno Smith, you know, his last game, coming back in the fourth quarter, setting up that field goal. So good for them. Eagles and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Michael Vick isn't expected to play, but Nick Foles looks like he does a good job in for Vick. And they still got LaShawn McCoy. They still got receivers that Foles can trust. You know, actually, there's only kind of like one receiver Foles could trust, which was Deshaun Jackson. But anyways, they got LaShawn McCoy. And the Buccaneers are just bad. Green Bay and Baltimore. Ravens have been pulling out some close games lately. Packers are still trying to find themselves. So, I don't know. Ravens are at home. Ray Rice did have 2 touchdowns last week and a couple of yards on a lot of carries. So, look for Ray Rice to like grind it out. And Joe Flacco, you know, he's been doing alright. Other than some big passes to Torrey Smith, he needs to fix up his interceptions, man. He's been doing a lot of interceptions this year. Rams and the Houston Texans. I don't know what's wrong with the Texans. Probably Matt Schaub, because Texans should win this game, in my opinion. They're at home. They're facing a Rams team. But, you know, I think the Rams have some confidence after last week's game. Sam Bradford throwing 3 touchdowns, you know. But still, Texans shouldn't have the upper hand in this matchup. Now, the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Denver Broncos. Ha! That's a funny matchup right there. It's good that I have the Broncos defense, especially since Peyton Manning is throwing the ball. I mean, man, this game's going to be a slaughter. I'm sorry. But Broncos all the way. Every week, Peyton every week. Seahawks and Tennessee Titans. I'm taking the Seahawks. They're at home. That home crowd is crazy. Seahawks are 4-1. Russell Wilson's good. You know, Marshawn Lynch been running like, what, 90 yards a week now. And that defense is also crazy. Saints and the New England Patriots. A surprise. Not really a surprise team that's 5-0. But, you know, last year the Saints were okay. This year they're 5-0. They're looking like the Saints we all know. Drew Brees is throwing the ball. And, you know, he's hitting up my tight end. He's hitting up my tight end, Jimmy Graham. So hopefully Jimmy Graham gets like 4 touchdowns this week. I'm lying. But seriously though, Jimmy Graham is never going to be stopped. He's going to get 100. He's always going to get over 100 yards every week for fantasy. All the time. He's the best fantasy player at tight end. And he's going to be one of my top players on my team. So come on, Jimmy Graham. 4 touchdowns this week. You got that. Next game, we got the Cardinals and the 49ers. 49ers at home. Cardinals did look pretty terrible last week. I don't know what happened to them. But they don't really have any running game. I haven't really been seeing a lot of Larry Fitzgerald lately. And the 49ers, I expect better from them. I hope Colin Kaepernick comes back. You know, Franco running the ball better. And yeah. Now, Sunday night, we got the Dallas Cowboys and Washington Redskins. Look for Tony Romo to throw the ball a lot again. Because last game he did it against the Broncos defense, competing with Peyton Manning. Actually, I think he even threw more touchdowns than Peyton Manning and had more yards. He just had that one interception that cost him the game. So, Cowboys are going to win this matchup. And the NFC East, I think, which, yeah, NFC East. Oh my goodness. Who's going to win this division? It's just ridiculous. I mean, the Redskins, I don't believe they can win the division. The Eagles are also... Well, the Eagles are 2-3, and so are the Cowboys, but who knows? Maybe the Giants could somehow come back from an 0-5 start and win the division. Who knows? Anything could happen. And you know, the Giants kind of have a easier schedule down the road, so who knows? The last game, the Colts and the Chargers. I'm going to have to take the Colts only because they're 4-1. And even though sometimes Phillip Rivers does look nice, they still end up losing anyways. Colts have been doing a fantastic job so far in this season. Andrew Luck has been grinding it out, you know. And he still has a bright future ahead of him. So, anyways, YouTube, those are my picks. And pertaining to Fantasy Rise,
ready to jam enemy radar. Losing Charlie. Our counter 5 planes in the air. Friendly care package inbound. Friendly sound turret in